buying a car in Europe is absolutely ridiculous in comparison to the UK. It's Josh here from Liberseed. I want to walk you through myself purchasing this van. I quite like this van, but we had a Volvo from the UK, and that was perfectly fine to use. So I'm not going to give you a tour or anything of this, but I'm going to sit inside. So this van was absolutely horrendous to buy. It took multiple viewings of different vans to be able to get to buying this, because in Lithuania it is absolutely notorious for vehicles to be fraudulent. Like, we searched through a lot of ads on kind of like eBay or Craigslist, but they got a Lithuanian version, and they've also got the likes of Auto Trader, what we have in the UK. I'm not sure what you have in America, but they've got Auto Plus here, and a lot of the ads are all imports from Germany or from different parts of Europe. So because vehicles are so expensive here in Lithuania, the business for importing and then selling vehicles is actually really good. So most of the vehicles you get are from these other countries. Now, Germany in specific, they have very good regulation around GDPR and kind of all information to do with vehicles. So whenever you look up like a car vertical check on a vehicle and it's imported from Germany, you're not going to see all of the history that the vehicle's gone through. You literally only see the point in which is registration in Germany, and then you see the point in which it was entered Lithuania and then put up for sale. If there's been any accidents in there, then it'll also show like an accident and repair rough estimate between 500 euros to 1,500 euros. So that's suggesting just some bodywork scratches, etc. But we went to go and view a van. It was a Volkswagen Transporter, and it was how much was it? 9,800 euros. So we went to go and view it. It was white like this, as well, like nine seats. Like 3 rows of 3 seats, and it was 320,000 kilometers. Now again, import from Germany, so you can't see the progression of its mileage or kilometerage, as they call it here in Europe. When you buy a vehicle in Lithuania, because even the mechanics don't trust other mechanics, it's really, really strange. In the UK, you do get some garages and mechanics that you don't trust because they steal parts from the cars. I've had that from a Jag where they stole water pipes, etc., from the engine. Trouble is, you can't sue them, you can't prove it, etc. So in Lithuania, it's normal for you to. They even say it on the ads, which is really strange for me. Is they say you can take this to whatever inspection garage that you want to be inspected before purchasing. So we actually, for this van, because I keep seeing these ads come up and then they get sold so quickly, especially if they're at a decent price. So this van, I thought, okay, we went and viewed it. The interior wasn't perfect, but it was a Volkswagen Transporter. Still got lots of life left in it. So we thought, okay, we'll spend 250 euros for a mobile mechanic. So we had this guy. He seems pretty good at what he does. He came from another city all the way to where we are, and he checked around the car. He checks all the paint, because when you import from other countries, you get some like shady mechanics come in and they will repair the vehicle using like the cheapest means necessary to make it look good to sell. So when they buy a car from, for example, Germany, it could be that it's been through an accident. It's then got written off, so it's too expensive to fix in terms of economically for the insurance company. And then the best thing that they do is they just take the scrap car that could be scrap, or it's just a bit of body work is too expensive to fix in that specific country, So a cheaper country like Lithuania, people buy it, bring it over here, import it, and then kind of partially fix it and sell it. So it's an absolute minefield. Anyway, so he checked all the paintwork, and you could see like different points where the paint thickness is thicker, and that suggests that, you know, it's been painted over. So that could be from crashes, it could be from scratches, etc., etc. But it tried to build a picture. When he plugged in his, I don't know what it's called, the computer thing into the car, it was really strange. There was no mileage. There was no DPF filter for the diesel particulates. There was so much strange things that even he was like really confused by it. It looked like somebody had tried to cover it up, but tried to cover it up in a not very smart manner. And covering it up in Lithuania seems to be fairly normal, apparently. So that car, at that point, we thought, oh, that's a write-off. And there was quite a bit of rust, so it really suggested that 320,000 kilometers is quite a bit of distance that the vehicle's covered, but it's probably been like 500,000 or more. And so we walked away from that car, 250 euros gone, time wasted. And then we went to go see in another city, because we had a problem in where we live in Kaunas. There's not many cars for sale. There's other places like Klaipėda or Maripol. I'm butchering the name of that. And those places are more likely to sell cars. So I saw like 5-6 ads of vans. I wanted a van in another city. We went to the other city. We go to view a van. There's a beautiful Vauxhall is Opel. It's literally the same car brand. It's just a different name and like logo. So a Vauxhall or an Opel Vivaro. So 9-seater van, pretty much the same as this. Really good engine. Looking for a specific like 2010 to 2013 engine, because it doesn't have all of the AdBlue problems, and the engine lasts so long and it's so cheap to maintain. It's a commercial van with 9 seats in it, so it should cover the distance and be a little bit more reliable for what we need, where we're not trying to spend a lot of money. So I viewed the van, absolutely beautiful. The interior was great. It had the extra heating system for the engine in Lithuania. It gets to like -25, -30 in the winter. When you come and try and turn on your car engine, it doesn't turn on. It's very, very bad. So you can also have a thing that heats up the engine, and therefore you're not getting the wear and tear when you turn on the engine in the winter. It had this, it had everything. It was slightly more expensive, 11,800. But the guy, when we phoned him, obviously my wife is phoning him, he just seemed to be like, first of all, he wasn't actually located in where the cars were. So he came like 10 minutes later. So I'm checking the car over, and then there's not much service history, which, you know, doesn't mean too much in terms of it being shady. So we go take this car to a mechanic, and I tell my wife that she needs to ask for what's called an SDK code, which is like the Lithuanian method of transferring ownership. So this code kind of proves that you own the car or the vehicle. And that's how you can identify whether you're being scammed or it's fraudulent, etc. And the guy starts saying to my wife, what do you need that code for? And she kind of looks at me and I said, well, we need it. Like, that's how you transfer the ownership. That's how you buy the car. And she obviously translated that back to him. And then he says, there's so many people that don't want it. They don't want the SDK code. The Ukrainians coming over, the Latvians coming over. And I just think, like, from that point, you know that this guy is just a load of rubbish. And we end up having like a partial check over and inspection for the vehicle. We paid 20 euros for that because we cut it short. We went to go view this van, and this guy, the seller made us feel like he was legitimate. It was like, oh my gosh, this is what we're looking for. the car is like a lot less rusted. It looks like it's actually done the mileage that it says. And we kind of, this seems like a fairly clean van, and so we went and got that inspected at the same garage as the Opel. And this is a Ford, and it ended up coming back that this car is actually pretty good. It just needs the chain, like the timing belt, but it uses the chain. The chain changed because it's over its recommended distance before changing, and it just needs an oil change, which is fantastic. So what I've discovered is the car industry in Lithuania is just shambles. Like, you could probably go round and just identify people who are just fraudulently selling vehicles and probably sue them for a lot of money if people want a job like that. But just generally, the roads in Lithuania are absolutely terrible. They're not maintained anywhere like other European countries, and they don't have the excuse of the winters where the ice is breaking up the road, because a lot of Europe has the same problem, Poland, Germany, etc. And their roads are a lot better. And people drive really poorly here. Like, everybody drives like a meter behind you. So coming from the UK, I like to drive a lot more conservatively. Obviously, there's loads of people in the UK that don't. But people just get up my arse. If I go in the fast lane, like, for 5 minutes to take over somebody, you're going to have somebody in some sort of like BMW, or to be honest, it's any bloody car, vans, whatever. And they're just right on your ass, and they just want to take over you. So that's really frustrating. This car was an import from Germany, so we managed to experience the method in which you go and you transfer ownership of an imported car, because when you import a car into Lithuania, you have to pay like a state pollution tax, which is like road tax in the UK. And the state pollution tax gets paid by each individual person who owns the car, same as the UK. But it's a one-time thing, not a yearly thing, as far as I'm aware. So you have to go and take it to like a registration place, obviously, to register the vehicle, etc., etc. That seemed pretty smooth, to be fair. They've got that sorted down to a T, so good job, Lithuania, for that. And yeah, it's just buying a vehicle here, it seems so expensive. Like, the car's expensive, the paying for people to check to make sure it's not fraudulent is expensive, and the fact that a lot of these cars are imports causes it to be expensive because people are making money from it. So if I was to go and redo it again, my advice for anybody who wants to buy a car in Lithuania, and it might be something similar in the surrounding Baltic countries, would be just to go and bulk check cars, like view loads of different cars, and then you can pinpoint the one that seems most legitimate. You know, it's got all the paperwork. It's the standard stuff that you kind of look for, but it's a little bit more difficult when the vehicles are imported and the paperwork doesn't exist. I suppose it's probably a little bit more difficult for me because I'm not speaking the language, but anywho, so that's this. That's why I've not been posted much about Liberseed and the land, and the house. We've now got this vehicle. We can now drive, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Thanks for watching if you got this far. Appreciate it.